So I've decided to talk about one of my Nikon point-and-shoot cameras. This was the last point-and-shoot camera that I purchased from Nikon prior to moving up to a DSLR. In fact, I used this camera when I had my DSLR as well for those situations that required a more powerful zoom and certain other features. The camera that I'm referring to is my Nikon Coolpix L120. Basically, I won't go through these specs, but this camera is no longer on sale. So if you purchase it, it would be purchasing it at second hand. And these are my thoughts on it. First of all, it's a very simple point and shoot camera. You can't control the aperture, etc. So there are no manual settings. Everything is done via the profiles. So one of the things that I'm not too crazy about in this camera is the clip-on lens cover. Basically, you have to hold the sides and open it up like this, and it's stuck on pretty good with these clips here. Okay. And the reason why I'm not too crazy about it is because the moment you turn on the camera with this button here, the lens extends out a bit, and with the lens cover on, the lens will try to pop out a bit and will get stuck, or you're going to be straining the motor that's trying to force the lens out, which will damage the motor, in my opinion. I would think that a better lens cap would just be a cover that hooks onto the outside of the lens and just pops up, as opposed to one of these things that sort of clips in place. Okay, but with the ones that I'm referring to, it's also, there's a drawback in that it would easily pop out in case you bump into anything. But with this, it's stuck on, and it's stuck on fairly good. Now, I won't go through the specs of this. You can find it on the internet, but the zoom is 21x. It has a built-in flash here. Just push this button, and the flash will pop up. Sorry, it's hard for me to do it with one hand. Just see here. And the flash pops up. Push it back down. To control the zoom, there's a side button here. You just push up and you push it down, and push up, push it down. Okay, so right now it's taking a picture of the wall, but the menu system is pretty straightforward, and it's very simple. I'll just go through it briefly. You push the menu, and you have the image mode. Maximum resolution is 14 megapixels, which is what it's set on right now on the top. Okay. And then you have white balance. I generally keep my white balance at auto, but these are the presets. Then the thing right after is continuous. That's so that if you try to take a photo with this button right here, when you keep your finger on the button, it will try to snap as many pictures as the buffer will allow and your SD card speed will allow. So I keep it on continuous. ISO, that's one of the things that you are able to change. So you can change the settings here for the ISO. I generally have it on auto. And color options, I don't really touch this, but there's these special effects that you can do, which standard color, vivid color, black and white, sepia, and cyanotype. With the video options, the maximum video resolution is 720p, which is up here. but you have these other settings as well. Okay. Autofocus, I normally set it on autofocus. Electronic VR, it's for vibration reduction. So holding it in your hands, even if you have steady hands, I normally have this on. Wind noise reduction, because there's built-in mics up here, and when you're recording video, if the wind blows, you want to reduce the sound from the wind. And enhanced resolution, I normally have it on auto. The configurations of this is fairly simple. You have the welcome screen, which you can turn on and off here. Okay. Time zone and date. Mine set to Eastern. Monitor settings, print date, I normally have that on off. To take photos, I put the vibration reduction on. Motion detection is set. Autofocus, sound effects, I can turn on the sound effects when I take a picture, etc. Auto off if I want to save power. I can format the card, language, TV settings, etc. Now, what I like about this camera is the fact that the batteries, it uses standard AA batteries. That's rare for Nikon cameras. Normally Nikon uses their own proprietary batteries, but these are standard AA batteries. I won't take them out because using one hand, it's going to be difficult to put it back. But just see here, maybe take out one. So it's basically a standard AA battery. Stick it in. You need 4 of them. Just close it in place. Turn it on again. And to zoom, I was mistaken on the side, but to zoom, you use the buttons here. There's a slider. And to take the photo, you just push this button right here. So if you have any questions on this camera, don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section, and I'll be sure to reply to it. Thank you.